Hey, Zach here, and today we're excited to welcome Kristen Campbell, the VP of Account Services at Montway. And Kristen is here today to share how Montway's service-focused approach is streamlining the auto transport and logistics landscape. Kristen, thanks so much for joining me on the podcast today.
Yeah, Zach, thanks for having me. Good to meet you and excited to talk.
So tell us a little bit about your professional journey and how it led to your current role at Montway. And also tell us what exactly you do at Montway as well.
Sure. So I was born and raised in the Metro Detroit area, meaning the automotive industry is basically a part of our culture and everyday life. So when I had graduated with my bachelor's degree in public relations, it was during a recession. There were not many roles available in public relations. So of course, talk to friends and family, put my feelers out to kind of understand what companies could be hiring. And did have a few friends that already worked at Enterprise Rent-A-Car and mentioned that the company had started hiring again. So I had applied for a role in the management training program there and then continued to evolve my career at Enterprise for about 11 years. Then about 3 years ago, I decided to make a change to my career and began at Montway. So I was originally hired to manage our largest business-to-business customer at the time. And from that, things kind of just went, speed quick. 3 years later, here I am now managing a whole team of account coordinators and account managers who basically are just providing excellent customer service to our largest customers.
So, how have your past experiences, both inside and outside of auto, shaped the way you approach serving clients at Montway?
So, I like to see myself as the consumer. And I understand how many options are out there for consumers. So, I'm choosing where I want to spend my time, my money, etc. So I like to have that approach in serving our customers and our carriers the same way. At the end of the day, I really think it goes back to treating others and treating customers how you want to be treated.
So, for listeners who might not be familiar, could you describe what Montway does for dealers and what sets it apart in the automotive logistics space?
So, the long and short of it is Montway is a transportation provider. We service retail customers, we have relocation services, and then we have our B2B division. So B2B is the world that I live in. And what I think sets us apart from our competition is the team that we've formed here at Montway and then the relationships that we've been able to cultivate with our accounts and with our customers.
And what are some of the biggest challenges you see facing the auto transport industry today, especially with like fleet managers and dealers?
Yeah. A few challenges, I would say one would be accidents that happen during transport. They could incur, more expenses and costs for our customers. Another would be, in general, like I said earlier, competition. There's options out there that are similar to Montway, and I think that it's important for us to distinguish ourselves from that competition. And then lastly, technology is a challenge across the transportation world as well as the dealership space.
And how is Montway working to address these challenges? And what solutions can you present that might help streamline operations for dealers and fleet managers?
So going back to the accident conversation, Montway has their own compliance and claims team where we vet our carriers and their insurance prior to transporting the vehicles. So we know that accidents happen, and when they do happen, we can get ahead of things and hopefully, speed along that process so it's not as cumbersome for our customers. So my account management team, as well as the compliance and claims team, helps to collect all of that information that's needed in order to get that claim processed quickly And then ultimately, what's important to the customer is to get that vehicle moving again to the end customer, if it can be. And then, talking about the competition, the team I manage, the account services team, we strive to tailor the level of service that we provide to each customer's needs. So I think in addition to just reviewing orders or moves on a daily basis, my team provides data and reporting to the account, whether it's a dealer or a fleet company. So there's really a lot of complete transparency about Montway's performance. And I emphasize the importance of being proactive to our account managers. We would rather get ahead of any issues that arise, because again, we know there's going to be issues. That's just kind of the world we live in. So getting ahead of those issues, and then if we need to involve our customers to work on a solution, we can. But a lot of times the account managers already know what's a priority to that account or that customer, so that they can resolve the problems prior to having to get anybody else involved. And then I think I mentioned technology. So, from that aspect, we always encourage our customers to utilize the technological features that Montway provides. So, our map portal, Montway Auto Transportation portal, that helps to improve efficiency and ultimately save time for the customers so that they can focus on other areas of their business besides transportation. They know that their account manager is going to be an advocate for their business and a trusted partner. So at the end of the day, technology is helping the car haul industry advance, but overall, we still think that that transparent communication is the key and always will be for the customer.
And any good customer stories that come to mind in like a way that Montway has just gone above and beyond, like anything that comes to mind for you?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of those stories, but I think one of the things that I really wanted to get across to the audience here today is an initiative that we've recently launched where we've created a team that specifically supports all of our field sales customers, which are primarily dealers. This team has been developed to focus a more tailored approach to provide value to our dealership partners. And we've offered a dedicated phone number, a line where these dealers can text and or call if they need an immediate question resolved, or they have something that's really, really important about a move that they've submitted to us. We know that our dealers are not always in front of a computer. They are on the go. So what we've found is, I think the best method sometimes for them is texting. So we've added additional resources to be able to meet the dealer's needs in that form of communication. We also expanded our operating hours to be able to support the growth that we've seen in this area of our business over the last couple years.
In your view, how can dealers and fleet managers collaborate more effectively to improve efficiency, reduce costs, and enhance that overall customer experience?
So I think it just boils down to communication. When we start working with a new customer, we make sure our entire team internally is aware of what is important to that customer, how we can service them the best. And we talk regularly with our customers so that we can review the results that we provide, of what their business looks like. And also, we're always asking them for feedback. We really want to foster a relationship with our customers. We don't want just that transactional business. We'll take it, but we would rather have that partnership with our accounts.
And how do tech advancements like AI factor into Montway's solutions, and what innovation should we expect to see you guys putting out for the industry?
So I mentioned one of our technology platforms, MAP, is able to use AI when it comes to helping with pricing to give our customers the best rate. And in the future, we'll continue to develop that platform and have different functionality and tools that will then be able to assist with like lane planning and route mapping. And that's, about it for now. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what that looks like in the future.
So, kind of another futures question with growing adoption of EV vehicles, are you seeing new logistical challenges such as like battery handling or charging infrastructure that Montway needs to consider? And broadly, how does the EV market influence your strategic planning?
Um, so I think when it comes to EVs, the only thing that we've really seen is it affects the load capacity, which means like a
Mm,
smaller load factor for the drivers. We also have to make sure that those batteries are charged like they would, the driver would check the gas, to see if it was empty or not. Um, and then, not a lot of EVs have seen the wholesale market yet. So we've had experience moving EVs. We don't really feel like they're going to interrupt the supply chain either way for us.
interesting. And another question in terms of Montway services, I know you guys work with a lot of big players in the industry, but what if you're just like a small used car dealer, single store? Um, do you work with those dealers and any ways that you work differently, smaller versus larger partners that you have at Montway?
Yeah, so my team helps support some of those small dealers in certain capacities, but primarily we have an inside sales team that would handle that type of business. But I'm a team player, so wherever I can help, I will. But yes, that would go to our inside sales department.
And as we look ahead, what's on the horizon for Montway and kind of the transportation industry as a whole? And are there any emerging trends or opportunities that you personally are very excited about?
Yeah, Zach. I mean, I'm always excited to start a new year. So 2025, I think will be exciting for Montway because we will still continue to grow our current customer base. And then we'll look obviously to add new business. We will always continue to prioritize our customers' needs. And then we'll obviously want to increase any efficiencies that we can by evolving that map portal system with additional new enhancements like a centralized dashboard that we believe would help to control costs and then monitor transport time for our customers. So, all in all, I think there's a lot to look forward to in 2025.
Really exciting. And anything else you want to mention for the audience? Any upcoming conferences for Montway that you'll be at?
So some of my colleagues, Mike Trudeau, Mary Bartlett, Dave Sutton, they will all be participating at NADA this year. I don't think I'm going to make it, but that's always an exciting time for the team. And I just want to say thank you so much for having me. And if anybody has questions, they can reach out to me or anybody else at Montway.
Awesome. Well, Kristen, really appreciate you coming on the podcast today. Thank you.
Thank you.